All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. This Democrats, you got it. Wow, I just don't know. I mean, it's kind of crazy that they get elected based on their policies. So here's the thing: let's take away the cops. Let's harass police officers to the rapid rate that they retire so much. Like New York was out of control. People were retiring. No one wants to work there, right? Let's support criminals by getting them out of jail by pretty much saying that their actions are okay and actually making them heroes, right? So, again, let's do that as well. Let's get them out of jail. Let's make them heroes. Let's now support police officers. Let's take away their money. Let's take away their money, so they don't have these special units that combat this kind of dirtbags, right? Let's go into national TV and let's just talk bad about them. Really, really bad. Like it's one of those things that if your family member is a cop, it's like, oh my gosh, he's like the bad one of the family, right? And then when the crime goes crazy, people getting killed and shot and all that, let's not say that, you know what, it's probably because the policies that we have in place. It's probably because we are taking away the money to the people that is actually protecting our community. No, it's not that. It's the guns, because they have their own legs and feet and they walk around and they shoot at people. That's what guns do. Like, that's why we need a safe. The safe is not to put our guns away, to make sure that our children are protected, to make sure that they are in a safe environment. No, the safe is to protect the guns from going out there and doing horrific things, right? So again, here's how they're going to take away your guns, and I'm going to share a video here with you guys pretty soon. But this is what's going to happen. They're going to make you feel that there is no other way that for you to give away your rights. They're going to do it just little by little. We have an epidemic. The governor of New York just had to close down, set the state of New York in emergency because those crazy little things that walk out of the safe and harass people. He has to do it. It's not his policies. It's the guns. And in the name of safety, give away your guns. Don't you want to protect that little boy? Do you not want your schools to be safe? Do you not want your community to be safe? They want you to give away your guns so you could be safe. And then they want to take criminals out of jail and all that stuff. And the crazy thing about this, this is just crazy. This is like insane, is that the same people that are telling you to do that, they have private security with guns. Do you think that applies to them? It's to us. That doesn't apply to the rich, to the powerful. They have their own armies with guns. And if you speak way too much about these things here in YouTube and other places, it's fine. They censor you, so no one can listen to this message. That's how it goes. That's what I've seen so far. So let me share my screen right here. And let me ban right here. And let's hear this.
And ended with at least 267 people killed in shooting incidents. In Chicago, 18 people were killed in shootings involving at least 100 people. Police say in nearly all the incidents, no suspects were taken into custody. In Cleveland, 11 people were shot in a 5-hour period. 8 people were killed in Philadelphia, with 27 others hurt. Denver police reported 5 separate shootings within a 4-hour period. In New York, embattled Governor Andrew Cuomo is taking a drastic step due to the growing gun violence. Correspondent Brian Yanis reports tonight.
All right, before we get into this, let me just look at Chicago. You know that place is a disaster. How long has it been a disaster? Has been a disaster since I don't know how long, since way back there, right? This is not news. I mean, 18 people killed over that weekend. This is not news. This is normal operations, right? This is just what happens. I mean, it is what it is. I just feel so bad for the people that are actually good people that are trying to make a living in Chicago. It's just horrific for those people. But again, this is not news. This is just normal operation. 267 kills in shooting. Some of these cities are governed by Democrats. and their policies. Like I say, it doesn't surprise me. It does not surprise me because police officers are now being, sourced to be able to do the job that they have to do. So this is not surprising at all.
Correspondent Brian Yanis reports tonight from Times Square. Good evening, Brian.
Mike, good evening. Tonight, New York is in a state of emergency. The state will now treat surging gun violence as a public health crisis. The governor noting today that over the July 4th weekend, more people died from shootings in his state than from COVID-19.
So today, first state in the nation is going to declare a disaster emergency on gun violence.
Governor
All right, so here's why I played the whole video. You guys saw that today, disaster on gun violence or whatever he said. This is the deal. This is really what's happening here. This is a disaster. This is a disaster. You're right. And your policies. This is a disaster on your leadership. This is a disaster on what you're doing to that state. This is not a disaster on gun violence. Law-abiding citizens don't walk around shooting at people. Law-abiding citizens are there to protect the neighborhood, to protect the community, to protect their country, to protect their house, and to protect themselves. This is not a disaster on anything. This is a disaster on you. This guy is a failure, and there is a reason why everyone is moving down to Florida. The market here is insane. Like insane. God bless that I was able to get this years ago. Because right now, the prices that we got here in Florida are insane. That will be a different video. Insane. It will be difficult to be able to afford rent and everything else. Because everybody is moving down here. Why? Because of the disaster on their policies. So this is what I want to say. And this is the last thing that I'm going to say. Be really careful with this. Because what these people are doing is that they're passing their agenda, right? They are doing horrific jobs, and then they want to attack the Second Amendment to take away their guns, saying that it's a gun issue, when in all reality, it's not a gun issue, right? It's a hard issue. People kill people, not guns. But the thing about this is that their policies with defunding the police, with taking criminals out of jail, with making sure that they don't pay for their crimes, are such a disaster. And then they turn that around and they want to tell you, the law-abiding citizen, that it's your fault. The fact that you exercise your Second Amendment right is your fault. It's because of the guns. It's not because of the guns. It's because of this people. How come things like that doesn't happen here in Florida? We carry guns down here. We don't have those issues like that. Why? Because our governor is doing a great job. Maybe you should come here, Mr. Cuomo. Come here. I'm sure you get PTO, your personal time off. I'm sure you get way more than anybody else, right? And maybe you could come here to Florida with your private security, with guns, obviously, because you have a private army. And you could come down here. Yeah, come down here. Maybe DeSantis could give you a couple classes. Let me know what you think. Put comments down below. And as always, God is in control.